Hi, everybody. It's us again. Today we're talking about fun with water. Again, Facebook, YouTube, and then also Pinterest. Just type my name in. There's home learning and various other boards you guys can look at. So, next week, spring break. So, we wanted to give you some ideas, and it's supposed to be super nice. So, please take this one outside or do it in the bathtub too. So, first of all, one of the first things you could do with fun with water is just make up a little station. I just made up a tin, like a little tin thing. You could use muffin tins. You could do lots of different things. Just a simple pouring station, different things that you're able to pour into, and then able to scoop out of to make other things like this. So other items you could use if you have a baster or something like that. This is a very good activity for the kids to do. I don't even know if I could do it. So being able to have them squeeze the baster or pulling on this. And I can't pull it. I'm not strong enough. Oh, look, I did it. Hi, Amy. Pulling it. How much water did you put in it? If it has numbers on it like mine does, and then squeezing it back into something else. I found all these things in my kitchen. Here, what will happen if I try to lift up this water? What happened, my friends? What happened? Why won't it stay in there? Can anybody tell me? Here, again, what will happen? Why? What's going on? Oops, I almost spilled some water. Other household items that you could use. You're at home. Why not? Outside in the bathtub. Yeah, I was going to spittle at the screen, but I thought might be not good. Here, if you have other things in there, once you start working, can you get them out with the tongs? Very good fine motor. Great big ladle. How much water goes in the ladle? Spatula, a spoon with slots. What happens? What's the difference between the two? So some great activities with this. Just fun ways to play with water. Like I said, go outside. It's supposed to be amazingly nice next week. Yay! So when you're stuck at home, you could do this. You could do it in a great big container like behind me from the video before. Other things that you can use is you can put water in various containers, just like I did right here. And then you can use the same items that you had and, using the baster to get some of this and then putting it in this one. What happens when you put a little bit of red and a little bit of blue together in the one back here? And it kind of turned purple. So like I already had water in here, I should have used one with no water. So that's something to do. You could do this one. Will it float just on small surfaces? What happens if I add... what will happen? What will happen if I add bears? What will happen if I add my toys? Another great project to do is doing one with lids. So start collecting lids off of all the various things that you have. Or you can use those Easter eggs again. Or Tupperware lids. Easy as that. Tupperware lids. And using the bucket of water, again, put it inside, it floats, but now put 5 things on top of it. How long will it stay afloat? Make these things boats. Flip this upside down. Pour this into here. Oh, I made my water what, friends? You're right, purple. What's going to happen if I add all my water into it? Another great experiment is, and you could do this with many different things, but I've got some oil here. Having them put a little bit of oil into it. What happens when you put oil in water? Why do you think that happens? Is the oil sinking? Is the oil floating? So you could do it with oil. You could do it with soap. What happens when you put soap in water? You know, oh look, the oil floats, the soap, what? Sinks. But what happens if you stir the soap up? Now, another great thing for your dish of pouring state, it's called a pouring station, is you have empty Dawn bottles, an empty soap bottle, because we're all washing our hands a lot. Having them be able to put water in that and then use these things to squirt out. You have a ketchup bottle, a mustard bottle that you're done with. Let them put water in it and squirt it out. Simple, easy. You don't have to buy anything. You already got it in the house. So these are great things to use as another form of being able to get that water out of there. Like mine has a little bit of soap in it. If my nieces and nephews were here, I would just let them put water in it and squeeze it out by itself. So those are a few different ways you could do it. You also could go out there, and we love being outside. Go outside, find things from the environment. Wood sticks, stumps. I'm looking out my back window. Leaves. What about your outdoor toys? What about that Nerf gun? What happens if you shoot the Nerf bullet into the water? Does it sink? Does it float? What will happen? How many times can you toss the water and make it into a bucket? Does it spill everywhere? Easter eggs. If you do this, oh, look at that. How many counts does it take? And I actually use the oil one, and if you can see, all the oil stayed inside the Easter egg. So what other ways can you do that? So those are just a few ways to do those things. You could add shaving cream again into the mix. What happens when you put shaving cream and water together? What happens when you put oil and water together? What happens when you put the soap and water together? They're just fun pouring activities. It's a good fine motor skill for them to be able to dump and pour into different things. So using all various household items and then using the different household items you have to, what's the difference? A nice thing, if you do the water and the colors, if you put a piece of paper out afterwards and you have them blow onto that piece of paper, it will dry. You'll have kind of a painting there. If you have balloons, fill the balloons up with water. What happens? Like, what happens if we freeze half and we don't freeze the other half? How long does one take to melt? By pouring water on top of it. That is an amazing experiment, and it will keep them busy for days. So ice cubes. You don't want to put it in a balloon, put it in an ice cube. Everybody's got ice cube trays. We all got ice cubes. Sometimes we put some of our toys in the ice cubes so they are searching for things. So what's the difference between hot water and cold water when pouring it on ice cubes? So those are just a few fun things to do with water. There are many more on our Pinterest page, and I will post some more on the Facebook page. So I hope you enjoyed our video again, and we can't wait to see what you guys did. We'll see you soon. Don't forget to take pictures and post them.